Hi, welcome to whatever this video is. So, the pandemic has obviously posed a lot of challenges for everyone, but not everyone probably knows what it's like as a musician, and specifically as a student in music school during a pandemic where you can't be around other people like you used to be able to. I thought I would show you guys my experience, and it's not going to be the same as everybody else. You know, my music school does it differently than other people probably do. I go to school at West Virginia University. I'm a sophomore flute performance major. I actually really like it here. I love my studio, and my professor is amazing. I'm learning a lot, which is great. It's been difficult this semester, or this year I guess, because we don't get to perform as much, and we don't get to, it's just been difficult. And not only that, but it's been more busy, which I never used to wake up at 5 in the morning, ever. But I started doing that this semester actually, because I can't, if I wake up at 7, I can't get everything done in the day. Waking up at 5 is the only way that I can be in class and practice as much as I need to and do all my homework. Because with online classes, I guess for some reason that gives me more homework, which makes no sense. So anyway, I'm just gonna take you throughout my day. So today I'm gonna go practice in the morning. Right now I'm gonna shower. And I'm gonna walk to the music building after that, and then practice. And then I have my online written music theory class. I have wind symphony rehearsal. And later tonight, I actually have a flute studio recital, which is something that my teacher, my professor, has been kind of advocating for us to do more of, because we don't get as many opportunities to perform. So it's a very kind of controlled performance, but it's still a performance, and it's good to have that. So enjoy watching this video and learning about my experience, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. So in case you're wondering about the mask situation, I'm sure it's probably the same as everywhere else. You basically always have to wear a mask when you're not in your room, or I guess outside it's okay if you're not around anyone. But if you're in the hallways of a building, or in a class or anywhere, you always have to wear a mask. And I'm actually breaking out. I break out a lot from these masks, and I just gotta deal with it, so wear a mask. Welcome to my home for the next 4 hours. So there's a couple things about the practice rooms that are a lot different this year. First of all, whenever you want to practice, you have to use your own stand. They don't give you stands anymore because I guess they don't want you touching and everything. And of course there's some disinfecting wipes already done. And also you have to reserve the practice rooms. You can't just go in and practice anymore. And you used to always be able to reserve, but you didn't have to, and now you do.
This is so that if there's a spread of COVID within the music building, they are able to track who was in that practice room.
And you can only reserve starting at 8 in the morning, and right now it's currently 6:30. So I have this room starting at 8, so I think it's fine because I'm in the same room and I have it reserved starting at 8, so I think it's okay that I'm in here practicing. And as long as you give 15 minutes for the air to ventilate and filter out all the aerosols that are in the air, 15 minutes between your practice session and the person that's coming coming in after you, it'll be fine. And naturally, they are reserved with that 15-minute increment between them. But yeah, I'm gonna practice, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
Every practice room is designated to a specific studio, and so that studio holds a key for the practice room, which is locked at all other times. Only music students have access to get into the building. You have to swipe your card in order to enter. All the staircases are designated either up or down. There's no both. You can't go down an up staircase. The elevators are restricted to 2 people, and every room has a maximum amount of people that are allowed to be in the room at once. So, I just finished practicing and I'm packing up. My next thing is at 10, and it's my theory class. It's going to be about an hour, and it's a Zoom class, it's not in person. Since I can't make it all the way back to my dorm, I usually do theory classes in the classroom upstairs. The room is reserved for the class, even though it's over Zoom. There's not really anywhere else to go because I'm always in the music building. Anyway, I have to make it to my class. I'll get back to you guys after my class. So I just got back from Wind Symphony rehearsal. That was my last class for the day, so I'm back here at the dorms and I'm just gonna get some work done. It's a beautiful day outside, so I'm gonna open up the shades. This is actually like the first sunny day we've had all winter. So, for Wind Symphony, basically, I'll just tell you guys a little bit about how that's been working. So, basically, we meet 3 times a week. For rehearsals, we have blocked off on our schedules 1 to 2:50 p.m., but we haven't been going the whole time because of COVID. This semester, though, we have been going for the whole rehearsal, but with a 20-minute break. We've been alternating this every other day, so one day we'll go for the full 2 hours, and then one day we'll do only 45 minutes. To allow the air to ventilate out of the theater, and we also have to rehearse in the concert theater instead of the ensemble rehearsal room, because we have to spread out 10 feet apart from each other. And every time you're not playing your instrument, you have to put your mask on. In addition, this year, the orchestra has eliminated the wind section, and they are instead a string orchestra only. And this is because the wind instruments have to spread out 10 feet and the string instruments have to spread out 6 feet. There's not enough room on the stage for that kind of arrangement, so they decided to make it only strings. So, kind of expected things, but also, I will say that my school is really lucky because you'll see a lot of schools that don't even have ensembles, for 1, or 2, they have to wear bags over their flutes or like bassoons or whatever, and they have to wear masks over the front of their lip plate. Your hands are in this bag over your instrument, and I don't even know how you can play like that. I honestly, like, here in West Virginia, we're really lucky because the cases have been low enough to where they're not too worried about that, and so far, playing instruments hasn't been confirmed to have caused any spread of the virus at all. I would say that we're very lucky here. And today we were just sight reading a little bit because we had our concert last night. Yeah, I didn't really want to film like us sight reading. But yeah, so now I'm back here at the dorms and I'm just gonna get some work done. Even though I'm a music major, I am also taking a philosophy class, and then I'm also a French minor because I really want to go to France to study the flute at some point. So I'm a French minor and I'm in a French class, so I'm going to be doing some homework for those classes. My music history class, we don't meet over Zoom except for Fridays, and she gives us a recorded lecture to watch every Monday and Wednesday. I'm also recording this weekend for a summer festival. Hopefully that will be in person. As musicians, we want everything to be in person as much as it can be, because it's really not fun to make music from a distance or over Zoom, or like, it's such a better experience to have it in person. So I'm trying to apply to things that are in person, and I know everyone else is trying to do the same. Although a positive is certain competitions are completely virtual, so you can do some competitions and not actually have to travel to get to them. Normally for competitions you would have to do hours of travel to get to the location to perform live, but most competitions these days are completely recorded. So yeah, I'm gonna eat and get changed, and I have my studio recital tonight where I'm performing some orchestral excerpts. So I'm all dressed and ready for the studio recital, which I didn't really explain. It's a recital for everyone in the studio to get a chance to perform. It's like a normal recital featuring one person, except if you're featuring the whole studio. So everybody who wants to gets a chance to play something. So I'm about to head to that, but first I need to eat. And I'm gonna practice a little bit beforehand because the recital doesn't start for another 2 hours yet. So yeah. So in terms of safety for the studio recital, basically only the flute studio is allowed to be present in the auditorium, though the entire recital is live streamed, so anyone can watch, but we don't allow anyone outside of the studio to be present. And everybody has to wear masks unless you're performing. Okay, so the flute studio recital was a success. We performed really well and it went great, and even though it was during a pandemic, it was still really great to have the chance to perform. So I hope you guys learned something from watching this video about how music students and musicians in general are affected by the pandemic. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.